Hello and welcome to the experience. Turn overwhelm into calm confidence. And yes, we are going to do this in under 30 minutes. I'm so glad that you're here. Today, we're going to complete this experience together. And by the end of this video, you're going to feel a shift. I promise. All you're going to need is a pad of paper and a pen or pencil in this experience to say goodbye overwhelm. Here we go. First, we want to do a self-evaluation. There's a quiz in the experience. Hopefully you've taken that before we begin. If you did not, go back and take that because it's going to give you a lot more information. But if you're really overwhelmed and just want to move on, take a moment right now to check in with yourself, take a deep breath, and connect with your sense of overwhelm. And now on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most overwhelmed a person can be, ask yourself, how much are you feeling? And write down that number so that you can compare it at the end of the experience. You can compare how you're feeling, right? So what that's gonna do also, it's gonna help you with your commitment to get through this experience. Having a number really helps your unconscious have kind of a target, like we want to lower this number. Other modules to look at in the course is the introduction modules, where I share who I am and why I'm the one to help you with this. Also, the self-evaluation we just talked about, why overwhelm is completely normal. And the bonuses, there's a bonus crash course on the unconscious mind, and there's a bonus on neuroscience of emotions, and there's a preparing your soil meditation. Really exciting stuff there. And then after the course, I'd really like you to do the post-experience self-evaluation to see what has shifted. Now, I have a proprietary system for all the work that guides the work I do. It's identify, breakthrough, and activate. So today we're going to identify what we call the knots that have you all tied up with overwhelm. It's kind of like, imagine a string with all kinds of knots and you're trying to get the knots out. Okay, that's our identify, and then we're going to break through, and then we're going to activate. We're going to take action to make that change solid. It kind of locks in the change. So identify. We're going to untie the knots so that you feel less overwhelmed. Right? So we're going to start with step 1 in the activate or the identify. Step 1 is to write down one word. Take a deep breath and tap into your overwhelm. Take out your pad of paper. What you're going to do is write one word on the left side of your paper in a column about each item that is bugging you. You can write anything that's on your mind right now. Just one word in a column on the left. The word could be Frank. And that might mean you need to call him or email him or forgive him or cut him out of your will. I don't know, but you know. Could be earthquakes, it could be politics, it could be traffic. If your dishwasher needs to be repaired or empty, just write dishwasher, because you know what it means. You only need one word. Now keep writing one word for each thing that you're overwhelmed by. Ask your unconscious mind what is bothering you. You might ask questions like, what do I need to get done? Who's upsetting me? Who's been critical of me? What is bothering me? What am I feeling? What am I thinking about often? What's that spinning going on in my head? What is weighing on my shoulders or my mind? Okay, this is going to be a complete brain dump. The more you get off of your mind and onto the paper, the less your mind will be spinning around in knots. Okay, so this is untying the knots by putting this one word. I'm going to give you 8 minutes for this. If you need more time, you can rewind the video, but keep writing for the entire 8 minutes. Okay, we're getting towards the end of our 8 minutes, so finish up what you're writing. If you need to rewind, go ahead and rewind the video. But we're going to move on to step 2. Step 2 is the breakthrough, okay? The way you break through, you maybe felt already a little bit of shift just knowing this stuff is off your mind and on the paper. But now you really want to notice how many pages of things have you written down and acknowledge yourself. You see, nobody can deal with that much going on. Nobody can deal with spinning in their head all these little things. It's a lot. It's important to recognize that it's a lot to deal with and acknowledge yourself. Give yourself some understanding and some praise for all you are doing. Look at the woman in the picture. She's worthy, understanding, trustworthy, affectionate, determined, innocent, accepting, brilliant, clever, trusting, thoughtful, caring, honest, generous, curious, valuable, able, wise, tender, humble, and many other things that I couldn't read. All of us are. Acknowledge who you are and separate that from these things on the paper. Acknowledge the wonderful person you are that has so much to deal with. It's completely normal. It's completely okay to be overwhelmed by dealing with so many things. And I want to say congratulations, because now you have untied the knots. It's really not the big things in life that overwhelm us. It's a whole bunch of undone tasks and small things, and then we throw big things in the mix and it becomes too much. So now that you've untied the knots, and if you've really acknowledged yourself, you might be feeling better already. Take a moment right now, take a deep breath, and acknowledge yourself. Now finish up that acknowledgement of how wonderful you are. Rewind if you need more time to do that. And we're going to move on to step 3. Step 3 is to get tiny. And what you're going to do is go through your list. And you're going to write a tiny action step next to each item on the line. Something you can do in just 1 second to 5 minutes. Sometimes that's to look up a phone number. Maybe it's to schedule something in your calendar. Maybe it's to just take a deep breath and surrender. I can't do anything about that situation. Maybe it is saying a prayer, some kind of prayer. Maybe forgiving someone. Maybe it's to set a boundary and schedule in how you're going to tell people about this boundary. Maybe it's scheduling activities. Maybe it's delegating a task to someone else. Maybe it's asking for what you need from someone to help make your life easier. You know, there are a lot of times when we have big crises, we have people that are offering to help, but we don't know what to ask them for. So now you have a list of some things that people who are asking, what can they do to help you, that you can delegate? And maybe that tiny step is to tell someone your truth. So I'm going to give you another 8 minutes to write these small action steps next to your words. Go ahead and take that time and figure out what tiny step you can do on each of these things. Okay, we are coming to the end of our activate tiny steps, writing down our tiny steps. So finish that up. If you need to rewind the video, go ahead and give yourself some more time. Step 4 is to actually take the tiny steps, because even better is to take action. Action is what solidifies that change, locks it in. So start with those small actions on the list, things that take less than 2 minutes, right? Start with the surrendering, start with a couple prayers, start with some forgiveness, start with looking up a phone number or scheduling a task at your calendar, and do the low-hanging fruit, as it were. Do those things on the list. Now you can cross them out as you go. So make a to-do list and then keep it, and then begin to cross things out as you go, okay? So maybe you can prioritize a few things. I'm going to give you a minute to look at your list. What are some things you can do? That is our 30 minutes. So here are the steps again. The Overwhelm Buster is what I like to call this. You're going to identify the knots of things that are bugging you. You're going to write one word on the notepad in a column. Then you're going to acknowledge yourself, which is the most important step. The most important step is to acknowledge yourself. That's the real breakthrough, is realizing how much is on your plate and how actually amazing you are. Then to activate this breakthrough, you want to take a tiny step, identify the tiny step you can take, and then take action and start with the easiest first. You're going to really make some headway fast on this and start feeling good right away. Remember to go ahead and do your self-evaluation. Okay, find out, take a deep breath, and on a scale of 1 to 10, rate how you're feeling now. Then maybe after you've done an hour's worth of these action steps, how are you feeling then? Make note of the changes that you're noticing, because it's really important to solidify that experience and lock in that change. I hope you found this really liberating, and I hope you're feeling better. Go ahead and finish the modules that are there, and I look forward to seeing you in our next steps, because I would never leave anyone without some really awesome things to come. Bye for now.